everybody, Jim here, and hey, check it out, we're in Ikebukuro today, or not today, I mean when I shot this, we were in Ikebukuro, going to the Book Off, which is, as you saw, across from the big Sega arcade they have there. So, yeah, let's check it out. Came here to pick up some games to stuff in a bunch of boxes as we look at some PS3 stuff. These Gundam Musou games are quite abundant and quite affordable. In fact, a lot of PS3 stuff is really affordable. This cool Eco box set, the limited box, that's pretty cool because I do really like that game. And then a Biohazard twin pack. Looks like 4 and 5. I'm not a huge fan of 5 or 4 for that matter, actually. Batman, a cool little Batman collection because I do like those Batman games. They're very cool. And Earth Defense Force. Anything in the EDF series is going to be cool. Let me clarify. Yeah, Biohazard 4, I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm kind of a bigger fan of the PS1 Biohazard games as we come up to what is labeled as Old Soft. So 510 and under for these loose carts here, like Puyo Puyo 2 Remix for 510. Or is everything 510? I think it was 510 and under, because some of these are less than 510. Super Butoden 2, which is pretty good. I think a lot of people would agree it's probably the best of the 3 Super Butoden games. Yeah, this is kind of a sort of a digging run, you know. I pull games out like this, I'm kind of making little mental notes of like things I want to pick up and you know, take with me. We've got some Fire Pro Wrestling and Super Donkey Kong, Dragon Ball Z games, Rockman X, which is, you know, very cool. Definitely no duds then. Or I mean, there are duds in this basket here, but you know, there's some pretty good stuff in here. Some Bomberman. So I think, yeah, when you've got Bomberman, Daji Donpei, you got Dragon Ball Z, Rockman X, Fire Pro Wrestling, things like that. This I found really interesting though. It's got a Donkey Kong Country label on it, even though in Japan this game is called Super Donkey Kong. So I didn't really understand why that was, so I kind of set that aside as like an interesting little find. As we got Super Butoden 3 and some other stuff. But yeah, I thought that was really, I didn't really get an answer to that actually, why that was labeled as Donkey Kong Country, because there's the actual Super Donkey Kong label, so that's some interesting stuff. Samurai Spirits, which is an admirable port, actually, for the Super Famicom and the Mega Drive, too. The 16-bit ports of that game are not so bad. And Yoshi's Island, that's good. That's, I think it's fair to say, you know, these games at like 510, games like Yoshi's Island, and some other stuff in here, like Mario RPG, I think it's safe to say that, you know, if you came across these like in a North American game shop, you'd probably be paying more than $5 for them. So that's good that those are at least common enough here that they're really cheap. Dragon Ball, Shenron no Nazo, which was ported over as Dragon Power in North America, and Dragon Ball 3, which I think is one of the RPGs. There are a lot of Dragon Ball RPGs on the Famicom. And some on the Super Famicom as well. You think Dragon Ball, you think action. You know, there'd be more action games, but I guess they thought better of it on the Famicom. Even though eventually, like most Dragon Ball games after that would be strictly fighters. We're coming up here on some PSP. And I have seen in the comments sometimes, you know, people saying like, hey, look at some more PSP stuff. We want to know what's available on the PSP or the Vita. And I have never owned a PSP or a Vita. I don't think I've ever even played either of them. So that's why it ends up looking like this, just grabbing random games off the shelves, because I don't really know how to spot the hidden gems, so to speak, on you know, a console I've actually never even played before. I can spot, you know, things like, oh, Metal Gear, Parappa the Rappa, which we have here, Dragon Ball Z, like usual things, you know, stuff that's at least familiar to me. But yeah, when it comes to the Sony handhelds, I am just, you know, totally ignorant about the library of games for them. But we have a bunch of PSP games here, so you can take a look at this. I'm actually sitting at home watching this footage back right now, so I'm going to take a little bit of a beer break, and we'll be right back. Back at it with a big wall of PlayStation games, which is something I'm much more familiar with, as we're looking at a bunch of Capcom fighters here, including JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for 2,073 yen, which is less than 20 bucks with exchange rate right now. We got Street Fighter Collection, some more JoJo. We got Street Fighter 02 for 464. And it's complete with the spine card, and Street Fighter 03 for $891. So that's some good deals there. Inexpensive games. This one, Shura no Mon, I think it's called. Shura's Gate. Shura no Mon. Yeah, looked pretty interesting. 3D fighter I'd not heard of yet, and Ultimate Battle 22 is $264, deservedly, because it's not a good game. Got Director's Cut 464, $682 for Biohazard, and it's complete. Nice condition on a lot of this stuff, so I do like to pick up some of the Biohazard games, especially when they're complete like that with spine card and everything, to distribute, because they do make nice little additions to people's collections. Hokuto no Ken, the 3D beat 'em up for the PlayStation. It's a fantastic game, and a couple of Metal Slug games for $14.37, and you can argue that the PlayStation ports of the Metal Slug games are not the best, but that's still a pretty solid price. And then we got a lot of the Rockman Complete Works games, some of the Rockman X games, just a whole bunch of Rockman all together. Most of it between, I don't know, like 20 and 30 bucks, something in that range, although some of it less, like X5 and X6, not the most popular Rockman games. So those are more like, I don't know, 15 or so. But yeah, nice little selection of PS1 games. And then as we come over here, something else I really like a lot, Dreamcast and Saturn. Conveniently labeled for us. And with Guilty Gear X for 4 something, that's nice. Again, complete with spine card and everything. They didn't have a ton of Dreamcast games, but they had a couple of cool ones, some more Saturn games. And there's, you know, Street Fighter 0, your Puyo Puyos, other various stuff like that. Vampire Hunter here for like 4 something. These are the kinds of games that, if you're gonna begin an import collection for your Sega Saturn, you know, those are like ones you should really start with. You know, they're really cheap and just easy to come by, and they're good games, good fighters, puzzle games. As we're looking at some GameCube, which is nice because I typically don't see a lot of GameCube when I'm on my game hunts. GameCube and N64 are usually kind of sparse. It's usually all Famicom and Super Famicom and Wii as well. But I do like the GameCube quite a lot. The GameCube port of Biohazard 3 Last Escape is very good, as are the ports of Biohazard 2 and here, Biohazard Code Veronica. Yeah, anything called Biohazard on the GameCube is going to be pretty damn good. So again, yeah, just nice to see a nice little selection of GameCube games. Not the most common console I see a lot of games for while I'm on my hunts. And we got a bunch of boxed Famicom and Super Famicom games, including this very nice looking copy of Final Fantasy III, which I did actually end up picking up and sending to a fine gentleman in Brazil, per his request. And then this, I mean, it's nice to see a nice boxed copy of the original Rockman, but have a look-see there. That's about $250. That's a lot. I mean, it's Rockman, it's a classic, but yeah, that's a lot of money. Downtown Special, some other nice things here. So yeah, we got these nice boxed games, some Dragon Quest. You can't, I think it would be a sin to overcharge for Dragon Quest in Japan, actually. It's like against the law. We got some Dragon Quest 2 here. It's boxed, complete, pretty good condition. And yeah, it's $13.55. So, yeah. You can't, I mean, Dragon Quest is like, it's as common as dirt in Japan. We got one of the Ranma fighting games, and to be fair, like, none of the Ranma fighting games are really all that good. Garo Densetsu Special. That's another good, kind of like showing of an SNK game on 16-bit hardware. And some Cho Makaimura. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, $31.73. For a complete copy in good condition. I suppose that's reasonable enough. I have to say, I don't usually consult like sites like price charting and things like that, so usually I'm kind of just off the cuff when I'm talking about these like prices and things. I kind of just eyeball it, you know. As we're looking at Destructive, I have no idea what the hell Destructive is, but there it is. And some Parodius, which that's another thing. If it's called Parodius, it's on the Super Famicom. Can't really go wrong with that. Those are always fun. And Super Puyo Puyo, which is Kirby's Avalanche, I do believe. Or was it Puyo Puyo 2? I can't recall. And Return of Double Dragon, aka Super Double Dragon, for $42.85. And that is a pretty fantastic beat-em-up as well. And we got some Final Fight 2, some Street Fighter, and Magic Sword, which I really like a lot. It is $27.19, so not too bad for a complete copy of that. I really like that game, actually. I like just the straightforward, you know, simple gameplay. Just walk right and kill everything. Yu Yu Hakusho Final. Pretty good Yu Yu Hakusho 2D fighter. Several of these games I've featured as import games of the day, including this game right here, Ganbare Goemon 2. Fantastic game. Actually, now having played it, I think, you know, I would say if you want to get into Super Famicom import collecting, Ganbare Goemon 2 would be one of the good ones to start with. Some Rockman 7, really great shape. And some people had asked, the little blue plastic thing, the little card in there, that's actually a number that they can take behind the register. As you can see, the little blue, it's 3034. They can take that behind the register and go find the cartridge. The cartridge is not actually in the box, but that was Contra Spirits. And we got some of the original Ganbare Goemon, aka Legend of the Mystical Ninja, which is a great game. I love the cover art on all the Goemon games, by the way. A lot better than what they reproduced in North America. But as you can see, yeah, they had quite the selection of boxed Super Famicom games here. Just a lot of stuff to choose from. So I did end up picking up quite a few of them. And not so much in 64. Puyo Puyo Sun 64, good game. But as you can see, yeah, there's not nearly as much in 64 as there is, you know, Super Famicom and Famicom. 64 was not quite as popular as its predecessors, even though it had great games like Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and, you know, other great stuff like that. But still, I do love the N64 game library. A lot of great games available for it. Mario Kart 64, you got no complaints. Can't go wrong with that. So yeah, I did end up picking up quite a few of these games that I will be gladly shipping out all over the world. And then, you know, you can grab a copy of Mother 2, complete in box, for $31.73, which is a lot cheaper than a copy of Earthbound, last I checked. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Little walk-around book off. Good times. Take care. See you next time. Goodbye.